So, Petscop's a thing. Let's talk about the thing. To be honest, I don't even really know how to start this video. Petscop it's truly something indescribable. I mean, when you think about it, like, nothing really has ever been done like it before. In a way, it's sort of like a creepypasta, but then at the same time, it's like not. The best comparison I can make to Petscop is the binge round creepypasta. But at least in the binge round creepypasta, it made it explicit that the cartridge itself was haunted, and you at least had an understanding of what was happening and what was going on. I don't even know what to classify Petscop as. Is it an interactive creepypasta? Is it an online web series? Is it a fuck you, I'll do whatever I want sort of thing? Like, what do you classify it as? So for the two of you who don't actually know what Petscop is, here's a quick rundown. Petscop is a supposed ultra-rare PS1 game that a guy named Paul, who received the game from a friend, started uploading Let's Play videos of the game to his YouTube channel, simply called Petscop. Brilliant. It starts out as a cute little game of you, this weird little green Martian guy thing. Yep. Going around collecting what the game calls pets in this weird area called the gift plane. It's kind of like Pokemon, but instead of, actually getting into fun battles to like try to earn your Pokemon, you just solve dumbass puzzles. Woo! However, the game itself is unfinished, as apparently only one section of this game called Even Care was ever finished. However, it's revealed that the copy of the game that Paul received came with a letter. The letter reads as this: "The note that I found with the game. I walked downstairs, and when I got to the bottom, instead of proceeding, I turned to the right and became a shadow monster man. June 13th, 1997. For you, please go to my website on the sticker and also go to Ronith's room and press start and press down, 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 right start." After he enters the code, let's just say things kind of take a turn for the worst. I mean, what did you expect? Something good to happen? No, what? Who the fuck do you think you are? Long story short, he ends up in this place, which later the game refers to as the Newmaker Plane, which is this dark, dismal underworld of a place. The rest of the videos, which is broken into 12 different videos as of recording this video, consists of Paul trying to figure out just what the hell is going on. Again, as of recording this video, there are only 12 videos on the Petscop YouTube channel. And let me tell you, this series blew the fuck up. It even spawned its own subreddit to try to just figure out what is going on with this game. Now, for those of you hoping to be able to play the game for yourself and, get a little taste of this wonderful weirdness, well, I'm sorry to break it to you here, but you can't. The game doesn't actually exist, and neither does the company that made it, Garalina. As far as people can tell, the game was made by Paul, the series narrator. For what purpose? Well, that's still under a lot of speculation, but let me tell you, this series is dense as fuck. This game is incredibly cryptic and open-ended by design. It leaves tons of little clues and little puzzle pieces for you to just find and put them all together and just figure out what the game is trying to say. Unfortunately, there is no definitive answer yet, but in my opinion, that's what makes Petscop just truly incredible. I love how mysterious and open-ended the game is, and how there's just absolutely no definitive answers. There's theories, trust me. It's Reddit. There are theories. But there's no definitive answer yet about what's happening. This isn't a typical review of the game like I do in some of my other videos, as there's really nothing to review here, as, it's not a real game. I just want to dive right into this series and see what I can uncover from it, and, maybe throw in some of my own theories if I can. Now, throughout the video, I'll be referencing a public Google Doc called the Petscop Comprehensive Progress Document, which is a nearly 100-page ever-increasing document just analyzing every single aspect of this fucking game. This fucker is so long they had to put in a goddamn table of contents. Like, fuck. I'm going to be using the Google Doc to help, structure this video and make it a little bit more organized. And also I'm going to be putting the link in the description, as I really do want you to check it out because it is just an absolute labor of love from the Petscop fan community. While I'll be trying to give a more extensive overview of Petscop as a whole rather than analyzing each video that's come out, I'll still be going very in-depth into the series. Also, if you haven't already, please, I implore you, go check it out. It's only, I think it's only a little over an hour and a half long, and trust me, it's well worth a watch. So for now, I'm going to stop using video and just use audio to go into the details of the game. So, with all that said, let's get started. Now, before talking about Petscop itself, a fundamental part of the whole series is everything that's going on outside of the game. One of the biggest factors to take into consideration is the narrator himself, Paul.
This is just to prove to you that I'm not lying about this game that I found.
Paul never actually formally introduces himself, but Paul is what he names his save file, so the community has taken to calling him Paul. Anyway, there really isn't a lot known about Paul. It's unknown when he received the game or how he received it. In the description of Petscop 1, he merely says that Petscop was a game that he found. This seems a little odd, though, as he said the game came with a note attached to it, so it's possible that Paul was never actually meant to receive the game. Throughout the series, it seems as though Paul is not talking to a YouTube audience, but someone in particular, as he never actually refers to the audience as you guys or something, but simply you.
So, I thought I would just slip this in at the end. If you think you saw something that might provide a clue, please let me know. Alright, that's it.
The way he talks about the game, too, it seems the person he's speaking to already has prior knowledge of the game, and Paul himself, shown again by how Paul never actually introduces himself. He references his mother at one point in Petscop 8, saying she's had the game since 2004, but again, it seems he's not telling this to us, the audience, but to a specific person.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's not here now. There's not even a passageway or anything. Can you remember when you saw this? Well, it could have changed between then and 2004. After 2004, my mom had it reportedly. Well, okay. Thanks.
The note is also worth mentioning, as it also is never really explained. Some people believe that the note was actually written by two people due to the fact that the top half of the note is in all caps and the bottom half is not. Also, the phrase, "I walked downstairs, and when I got to the bottom, instead of proceeding, I turned to the right and became a shadow monster man," is important, as during one of the load screens, there's a hidden image of what appears to be a staircase leading down to a door. And during Petscop 9, Paul goes back to a staircase in the New Maker plane, and instead of going down it, turns right, and his character becomes a silhouette, which could be in reference to the Shadow Monster Man. It's also interesting to note what Paul chooses to censor in the game. At different points in the game, Paul chooses to censor certain objects and events throughout Petscop. At the end of Petscop 7, there's an unusual message that reads, "We've had to cover something with a black box. Right now, we can't say why. Some other things we're expecting to censor in the future. A big present with a sticker on it, something on a wall, in a black house, written on a chalkboard." The vague nature of this message could indicate a few things. One, Petscop is a pre-recorded series, as Paul is aware of what needs to be censored in the future. Two, something in the game told Paul what to censor and Paul didn't record it. Or three, these videos are actually being uploaded by a third party who are aware of the game's events already, but again, this is all speculation. As for the things Paul chooses to censor, Paul appears to be very disturbed by the big present with a sticker on it. and so refuses to show it.
What the fuck?
He also chooses to censor response that Tool, which in the game is an apparent self-aware entity, gives when Paul asks, "Where was the windmill?" He also censors something he finds on a table in one of the randomly generated children's rooms. But a lot of speculation suggests that it's actually a miniature Tool on the table. There are also some weird coincidences that happen throughout the game. The Google Doc refers to these moments as time travel, but personally, I don't think that's the case, and I think it's a little ridiculous to call it time travel, so for now, I'm going to refer to them as coincidences. One example of this is when Paul enters a room and sees a clone of himself reading a note on the wall, and then exit as soon as Paul walks in. After Paul himself reads the note, he strangely enough leaves the room the exact same way the clone left, with the exact same movements. Some explanations of this range from the game either controlling Paul's character or predicting what he's going to do, to as far as Paul literally traveling back in time unknowingly and performing the same actions he did before. While the latter of these options is, to be fair, incredibly unlikely, it's still something to think about. Another example is that in the demo of the game, the demo player's movements of the treadmill correspond exactly with Paul's movements when he's plucking the flower petals in the New Maker plane. This could be another instance of the game being able to predict Paul's movements, but again, there's still a lot of speculation on that front. Also, something interesting to note is that as of June 8th, 2017, exactly 8 days after the upload of Petscop 10, the channel profile picture changed from this picture to this picture, with the only change being that the playable character is now missing from the picture. As of June 24th, 2017, approximately 16 days after the profile picture changed, the channel description changed to "Rainer gave this gift to us on Christmas 1997 and 2000. It was the single longest day of our lives. We were all certain he was dead at the time. He had been missing since June 1997 and 2000. We're not as concerned about these things now. Please enjoy the recordings. We do." It's uncertain who Rainer is, but it's possible that he's a close friend of Paul. Personally, I believe it's also possible that Rainer could be the person that Paul was talking to in Petscop 8, but that's just speculation from me. On September 10th, 2017, again, 16 days after the first channel description update, the About page changed to read, "Rainer gave this gift to us on Christmas 1997 and 2000. It was the single longest day of our lives. We were all certain he was dead at the time. He had been missing since June 1997 and 2000. We're not as concerned about these things now. For now, there is nothing to do. We are waiting patiently for Paul. When the time comes, we will turn on the light." The Google Doc claims that this is basically telling people to stop looking for an alternate reality game because at this point there is none, but personally, I'm not sure what to make of it. Everything we wish to say is below. The purpose of this YouTube channel is to preserve and display the recordings within the video game Petscop while keeping some of their content private. They were first given to us as a Christmas gift many years ago. The game had an interesting journey before and after that day. Paul created some additional recordings in 2017 as a way to show Petscop gameplay to his friend. He created this account in order to upload those additional recordings in video format. He later passed ownership of the channel to us, but continued to record himself at our strong suggestion. Though he had issues with the arrangement, these have finally been settled. Please enjoy the recordings in Petscop. We do. People also believe that the first mentions of Petscop on Reddit and 4chan were posted by the developer himself, but again, that's just speculation. I hate to cut the video here, but I don't want this video to be an hour long, so unfortunately I'm going to have to break these videos into parts. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.